You're watching a free sample video from Teacher's Test Prep. For videos like this one covering every area of your exam, visit us today at www.teacherstestprep.com.
So these next few slides deal with reflective practice, so using teacher reflection to improve your practice. So the definition of reflective practice in general is a way of analyzing your own experiences in order to improve the way you're working. So of course you can do this in a variety of fields, but we're specifically talking about in education as an educator. So when we're talking about our teacher reflection, we want to just keep in mind that this can be done independently or collaboratively. Sometimes it is really beneficial to make it collaborative, but it's still useful when it's done independently. The other thing to keep in mind, just with the definition of what reflective practice is and what it's all about, is to remember that you should be reflecting while you're in the moment of teaching, so you're reflecting sort of in practice as you're teaching, and then you're taking time later and afterward to then reflect back on to your practice. So sort of dual fold in nature. The second bullet here on this slide is just pointing out that the whole purpose of doing this reflective practice is to create behavioral change, so changing what you're doing in the classroom for the purpose of improving performance, your performance and student performance in this case, since teaching and learning has that reciprocal relationship. And you're doing this through a variety of means. Professional growth and development is going to come into play here, and again, the purpose being improved instruction and learning. The next slide focuses on, the next two slides actually focus on the different tools that you can use in order to put this into practice, teacher reflection. For all of these tools that we're going to go through that are our bullet points, we're just keeping in mind that as we're using them, we're asking reflective questions and focusing the tool to these types of questions. So for example, how do I feel about this? What have I learned from that? What work went well here, or what did not go so well here? What could I have done differently? So with all of these tools, you're sort of infusing these questions into the using of them. So the first one here is doing some type of reflective journaling, keeping a journal. This could be an online journal like a blog, or it could be a handwritten journal. You could do it daily, weekly. This is just something for you to be reflecting about your own teaching practice in that manner. The second tool that you could use is a self or peer assessment. So there's lots of pre-created forms that you could go to and use that you're filling out yourself, or you're perhaps asking a peer or a colleague to help you fill out about your practice. The third tool on this slide is incident analysis. This is when something has happened in the classroom that was most likely unplanned, and you deem it worthy of some extra attention. So in this sense, you're sort of taking an incident that happened, and then you're analyzing it in a reflective way. It could be formally, you're writing it down or writing about it, or it could just be a discussion you're having with a colleague or an administrator. Some other reflection tools, the use of a portfolio. We talk a lot about portfolios with regard to student portfolios, but this would be a teacher portfolio. So this would be a way that you could create a sampling of journal entries, assignments that you've given, notes that you've taken, that have to do with either your teaching philosophy, your work environment, your beliefs as a teacher, and even minute details about how a specific lesson went. So keeping a portfolio is another strategy or another tool to use to reflect on your own practice. The next one listed here is having a peer observe you. So specifically having a colleague come in. You could give them something very specific to look for, or it could just be a situation where you're asking for their general feedback about what they're noticing when they're in your classroom watching you teach. So just another tool that you could use to reflect on your own practice. And then the final tool here is listed as other critical observer, and this is just the idea that you're using someone else to come in and observe you. So this could be an administrator, this could be a friend, it could be a mentor teacher who comes in, and again, it could be for a very specific purpose. You tell them, oh, look for, I'm really working on, trying to individualize the attention I'm giving when guided practice is going on. Or it could be something that is set up more generally. Please come in and watch me teach. Tell me what you notice, what sticks out for you. So again, just lots of different tools that you can use in order to be reflective about your own practice to improve student learning.
We hope you found this free Teacher's Test Prep sample video helpful. For more videos like this one covering all the subject matter and strategy you need to pass your exam, visit us today at www.teacherstestprep.com.